Hi everybody, my name is Kendra Martinez and this will be my second video for the midterm for women in the body. For this video I want to talk about what it means with gender and body and how that is incorporated with athletes. I know plenty of athletes, I am myself one, and there's a lot of body issues that come with that. I found an excerpt from The Socially Constructed Body that does a great job explaining the certain views people have on what it means to be a man. The excerpt is, "When I was 12 years old, my dad walked out on my mother and brother and me. I knew from that day I was now the man of the house. So I had to do something. I started working out. I tried to get big so I could fill his shoes. I've never stopped working out. I have a kid today, and I know I have to be there for her. Be strong, be a man." That's a common idea that being a man means to have muscles or to be strong, when being a man just means that you're a man. This idea goes farther than just men. It goes towards women too. Women have the idea that they have to be this perfect body. They have to be beautiful at all times. And I mean, beauty is a socially constructed idea. But what our society has told us is that beautiful means you have to have your hair done, you have to have your makeup done, you have to just be perfect at all times. When we're all human, let's be real. But so to dive into what it means for athletes, I think it's even more of a big deal. Like if you think about football players, they are told that if they're not big enough, if they're not fast enough, they're not strong enough, they're not good enough. So these men, they work their butts off to have bigger muscles, to be faster. So then this is where you end up having problems with them starting to use like steroids or enhancement drugs, and which isn't good. And then for women, I actually know a girl who was a dancer, and dancers work really hard to have their muscles just right for all the turns and everything that they do. And they have to be skinny because they're in those tight little outfits up on stage, so they have to look stage ready and presentable. And this idea really ate at this girl I know. She had eating disorders. Like when she was in seventh grade, she started having bulimia, and this was her way of controlling her life and making sure her body was perfect at all times. Another quote I found from the same article is, "Members of a society construct their bodies in ways that comply with accepted views of masculinity and femininity. That is, they try to shape and use their bodies to conform to their culture's or racial ethnic groups' expectations of how a woman's body, a man's body, a girl's body, or a boy's body should look." That's what all of these athletes are doing. They're basically making their body to be what society says that type of athlete has to look like. Um, there's a lot of articles coming out now that are showing what real bodies look like and how there's a difference. I've seen a picture of like probably 10 women sitting next to each other, and they're all naked, but it shows the different style bodies and what an athlete would be and someone who's fit. And you see girls who are skinny and petite, and then you see girls with big thighs who are big boned, and you see some with bellies, and you get all these different views of what fit and healthy is. And that's the reality, that one idea of a body isn't the actual like reality of what healthy and fit means. um and then you have to think about how all of this will translate into the rest of their lives. These people will have problems with their bodies, and because they're not always going to be that athlete. Their body gets older and it's harder to keep those muscles the way it is, and it's very normal for your body to have a harder time. That just comes with aging. I just think about the girl I know and her dancer body. Right now, she's a year off from dancing, so she's not working out every day like she used to, so her body's adjusting to that. And I think she's struggling hard because now she's gaining a little bit of a belly, or her muscles aren't as toned, and I fear for her that she's going to go back to her ways of bulimia or anorexia, and that's not good. And then you think about all the men who have played sports and the ones who will end up with a beer belly because they drink alcohol, or they just have aged and they no longer feel good about themselves because they aren't part of this socially constructed idea that their bodies have to look a specific way. For the second half of this video, I want to kind of transfer over into transgender people. I think the idea of Caitlyn Jenner is a big thing in life right now. Um, she was once Bruce Jenner, who was an athlete, and you could see over his lifestyle, or his life, that he started to change, like his face. He was getting plastic surgeries, and everyone kind of noticed, but they didn't say anything. Um, when I saw that, I just thought he wasn't happy with his body, and this could come from this whole athlete idea and what society says for people's bodies. And so he felt that he would be happier as a woman, and so he changed. He's transgender now, should I say she, and she's now Caitlyn Jenner, and she's happy with her life. So I want to talk about transgender people. There's an article called "My Life Without Gender. Strangers Are Desperate to Know What Genitalia I Have." That title just sparked an interest just because it's a curiosity I think everyone has, which is wrong, but got my attention. And I found a quote within it, and it says, "I have always felt like a walking brain, living in my head while everyone around me seemed to have some innate understanding of their bodies, how they moved, what they desired. As a young child, the only desire I had for my body was to grow a penis. But as soon as I hit puberty and came to an understanding that this would never happen, I gave up on the fantasy. I replaced those dreams with dreams of bigger breasts, thinking that if I somehow developed attributes that were deemed womanly, I would start to feel that way, too. Neither the breasts nor the feelings came, and I wandered through adolescence feeling absent and hollow." The idea of transgender really sparks my interest just because it's something completely different than I've ever known. I've grown up being a girl, always knowing I'm a girl, and knowing people the same way. And I never knew anyone to feel out of their skin. And so once that idea came into my life, and I've read some more articles about people, I've seen shows about them, I've run into some people who have this idea, it's opened my eyes to this whole new world and what other people go through and the struggles that they go through. This completely brings into question, like, what is womanly and what is manly, because there's these people who have the appearance of a woman but will feel like a man inside. So they, if they want to be manly, then I guess as a society we should allow that. But it's really hard just because of all of our societal views. Um, and so then describing what is womanly, it shouldn't have to do with appearance. It has nothing to do with looks or characteristics. It's what someone does and what they want to be as womanly, or the opposite of what manly means. Manly is exactly what that is. It's manly, what a man, so someone who feels that they are a man, acts as, or does, or presents themselves. It's all about people and what they want to be. There shouldn't be any specific look or characteristic or attribute that will state you are a woman or you are a man. Having said all this, I just want to end this video by saying that I don't mean to come across ignorant by any means. If I offend someone, I truly apologize. These are just thoughts in my head, some of the articles that have sparked certain opinions and ideas, and I try to stay as open-minded as possible. It's hard for someone such as myself who's always been me. I haven't had those struggles of not feeling the same gender as I feel inside and being it on the outside, and so I don't know what it's like for those struggles, but I do try to understand. So if any of these opinions are completely wrong, I apologize, and I hope I have not hurt anyone, and I hope all of you that have watched enjoy at least a little bit. Have a good day. Bye.